Okay, so this is a follow-on for people that have completed the Earn1000 course, because when you complete the course, you will have 20 articles on your website, 10 of which are sort of core foundation articles and 10 are intermediate researched articles. So what I'm going to do now is some more advanced keyword research using the professional keyword research tool called Longtail Platinum, and I'm going to generate a list of keyword ideas, keyword phrases to create future articles around to grow my website. So I'm just going to start a new project here in Longtail Platinum, and it's going to be for my Gas Barbecue website. So it's going to be Gas Barbecue. It's just a project title, and country is going to be United Kingdom, and we're going to use Google. So just create this project. So what I can do is I can add a seed keyword here which will pull in the Google Keyword Planner data so we can analyze it in more detail. And it's very useful. You can organize and filter things a lot nicer. But this is comparable to the intermediate keyword research we did during the Earn1000 course, although it does get a bit more advanced, and I may come back to this. But what I want to look at is this option to add my own keywords. I can add up to 10,000 keywords here. And what I want to do is I want to come up with a new list of keyword ideas for us to look at and find potential articles around. And to generate my own keywords, I'm going to use a tool called Ubersuggest. Have it open here. And all you need to do is type in your keyword. So I'm going to type in gas barbecue. And I'm going to change the setting to English United Kingdom. And it's asking us where I want to search. I'm just going to say search the web and get suggested ideas. And while it's doing this, I'll show you exactly what it's doing. So basically what it is doing is it's using this Google Suggest tool up here. So if I type in gas barbecue, then you see Google suggests some other words that people commonly type into their search engine. So these are 5 phrases here. But if I do space, then a letter A, it shows me things beginning with A that people search for. And if I go B, it shows me all the B's, and then C, and then so on. I can go through every letter of the alphabet, and that's what Ubersuggest does for me automatically. And there it is, it's complete. So it says it's generated 299 keywords based off this, and you can see it's got all the different letters of the alphabet and even numbers. So if I do 3, you see it's got gas barbecue 3 burner, gas barbecue 3 burner grill with side burner. See, so that's a phrase I could potentially create an article around. So what I want to do is I just want to click view as text here, and it shows me all the words here. So I'm going to go Control A and then Control C to copy them all. If I open up Longtail Platinum, I can just go Control V and paste all of these into here. Then I'm not interested in the suggested bid or the advertiser competition. Then we just click on generate keywords and fetch data. It's asking me to log into my Google account because it needs to access the Google Keyword Planner to estimate local search volumes. So I'll log into my account here. And you will have set up your Google AdWords account during the Earn1000 course, so you could do this too. And now it's just fetching all the data so we can analyze the keywords. So now it's telling me you can't look at the phrases that have these symbols in, like a pound sign, or also any of these other ones. So those aren't going to be included in our search, but we should keep these in mind for articles on our site. So gas barbecue under £100, under £200, under £50, under £150. These could be 4 separate articles on our site if we haven't already got them. So keep those in mind for later. So I'm just going to click OK. And there you see it's analysed all of them. We had 299, remember, so it hasn't done those 4 that's just shown us there with the pound sign, but it's done every other one. So we can see it's got ones such as, gas barbecue, which is what we already know, but just by quickly looking, gas barbecue with lava rocks, gas barbecue with hot plate, gas barbecue with side burner. So we've got phrases that we may not necessarily see when we just use a standard keyword tool and using normal search. What I want to do here is we do want to look at local searches. We don't need this Amazon reviews, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to uncheck by clicking up here Amazon reviews, and I do want to see the number of words. I'm going to check number of words. Okay, so I'm just going to rank it highest to lowest by clicking up here twice. Right, so now we have these two phrases with 8 words in them. Then we have 3 with 7 words in them. And then we have a few 6s and 5s. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these and I'm going to star the ones that I think are potential for articles on my website. So I'm just going to go through them, and the ones I think are potential articles. And the ones I'm highlighting are ones that are kind of buying terms, people looking who are looking to actually buy a barbecue. So gas barbecue, do you need charcoal? That could be an article on the site, and that could be useful and it could drive traffic, but it's not really a buying term because people typing that in probably aren't looking to buy. Whereas someone typing in best gas barbecue under 500 UK probably are looking to buy a barbecue under £500. So this is probably more of a buying term to generate more people onto the site, get more people onto the site that are looking to buy and earn us more commissions. But eventually, the more content, the better on the site. So you could have an article, do you need charcoal for your barbecue? So you can get people on your site, and when they're on the site, you may be able to interest them in other things such as barbecue recipe books if that's what you've got on there, or they might be interested in the barbecue if you highlight a particularly good one. But for now, I'm just going to look at more buying terms. So again, gas barbecue, lava rocks or not. This could be an article. What's the advantages, disadvantages of lava rocks? Do you need them? So that could be another one to generate people into the site. So for now, I'm not going to highlight that. I'm just going to highlight the buying ones. And also, I'm not going to go for the kind of barbecue accessories. I'm just going to go for the actual barbecues. And I'm ignoring the ones that say Argos because that's no good for me. I'm just looking at Amazon affiliate. Okay, so I've just gone down, limiting it to having at least 3 words in a phrase because I've got more than enough start items here. And actually, when I'm going through them, I've seen quite a few potential articles where people are asking questions about barbecues. Again, this is useful information and I will come back and actually look at them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to say, only show me my favorited ones by clicking on these and clicking on this star here. So they're the ones I favorited. So I'm going to list by highest to lowest search. And these terms, best gas barbecue 2015, probably don't want to do that anymore because the reason it's shown as this is because Google looks at historical data to give you the average search volume each month. But obviously we're in 2016 now, and we probably, if we're going to write an article, we want to use it 2016, but we can see how competitive these words are anyway. So you see there's some decent search volume and we've got some decent length words here. So the main selling point of Longtail Platinum, this tool I'm using here, is to get keyword competitiveness. So what I can do is, if I just want a quick general competitiveness, I can click calculate here and it goes ahead and it looks at the top 10 results in Google, so page 1 of Google, and it analyzes all the data. It looks at on-site SEO, so has it got the keywords in the title of the article that's been created. It also looks at domain authority, page authority, the number of links to the site, and it gives you a general competitiveness for the top 10 results in Google. So here it says 29, and actually that's quite good. This is a scale of 0 to 100, and anything below 30 is a reasonably good competitive or keyword competitiveness score, which basically means the likelihood of us being able to create some content and rank in Google. So if it's anything below 30, it means you've got a decent chance of doing this. But what we can also do is click on the actual keyword phrase here, and it opens up the top 10 results in Google, and it gives us all the data. So we can see keyword competitiveness, which is the overall score. The top 3 or top 4 are all over 30, all of the less than 40, so it's a moderate competitiveness. But then you see the rest of them, apart from this one here, the rest of them are pretty low. 14 is very low. 8 is exceptionally low. So we should be able to rank above that easily. And actually, this is on tescosupport.com. So you think we could actually outrank that. But for a quick overview, then I think, yes, I'm going to write an article like this. And in fact, if you go to my website, and then actually see I have an article, Best Gas Barbecue 2015-2016. So I'm covering both bases there. So we already have that one. So what I can do is I can unstar that because I don't really want that in my results. But I definitely haven't got an article on my site, Gas Barbecue with Lava Rocks. So again, we can calculate quickly the competitiveness of this keyword. And it's 24, so it's very low, so I'm happy with that. So I'm going to keep that for now, and we can analyze a bit more later. So I'm going to do the same for all of these top 4, because I know these are not articles I have on my site already. And these top 3 are all very low competitiveness, but this one is a bit higher, 43. So that's, getting towards a high competitiveness. So I want to analyze this a bit more. So I'm going to click on it and have a look at the results. And it looks like Argos has the top 3 results in eBay, then B&Q, then Tesco, then Tesco, then Tesco. So actually, even though these are really competitive keywords, I think I probably do have a chance, because quite a lot of these are based on high page authority, which is linked to its domain authority. And sites like eBay and DIY, which is B&Q's one, they've got very high domain authority because they are very, very authoritative websites. But actually, that doesn't mean the specific page you land on is that authoritative. So for example, we can check this out. So I can click on this link here, and we can see this actual website that is ranking. So if you're going to type in, so just to remind ourselves, if someone types into Google gas barbecue with side burner, you probably want a comparison or a guide to gas barbecues with side burner, so you can recommend one. So you want a recommendation of a barbecue with a side burner to go for. You don't probably want just a page on B&Q's website with one barbecue on it. So I think, even though it looks like this is a competitive keyword with a competitive score of 43, I think we probably do have a chance of getting in there. So I'm going to leave that. So I'll click here to shut that. So gas barbecue 4 burner. So I'm just going to go through and look at all articles. So we have best 3 burner, top 3 2 burner, or maybe we don't have the 4 burner one. So actually I'm going to keep that article in there. Gas barbecue with griddle, so I'm going to calculate these competitivenesses. Well, we do this, keep that. 6 burner, haven't got that. We do have a 3 burner one, so I'm going to cancel because we don't need to do that. I'm going to uncheck that because we already have that on the site. Gas barbecue with coals, calculate that. Gas barbecue reviews, I know we have that on the site. So I'm going to do a search here for review. And there we go, gas barbecue reviews. I've already got that one on the site, so we don't need to include that. Gas barbecue with caravan, I'm going to calculate that. Gas barbecue with smoker, I'm going to calculate that. And gas barbecue reviews, again, I'm going to uncheck that because we already have that. And you can see that the competitive scores here are very low. This one's 37, a bit higher, but the rest of them are in the 20s. So I'm very happy with that. 2 burner, we already have that. Stainless steel, already have that, pretty sure. So I'm going to search for steel, best stainless steel. So definitely already have that. Weber Gas Barbecue Q2200. This is the particular one, so I'm going to keep that because it's actually a product page I'm probably going to put on my site. Gas barbecue for caravans, I'm definitely keeping that. Gas barbecue griddle plate, keep that too. So all of these are looking at, I'm going to keep them. So these are all articles I need to create for my site, which is fantastic. Pizza oven, charcoal built-in, next day delivery, and that's fantastic because that's Amazon, you can get next day delivery, so I'm going to do that. Don't want reviews because we've got that one. For camping, keep that under 100, so I'll keep that for now, but I've got a feeling I've already got that on the site. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll just calculate the competitiveness for all of these ones. And what I'll do is I'm just going to trust the ones that have under 30, and any of them over 30, I'll just analyze them a bit further to see if we will keep them. Okay, because this looks like it's pretty good, we've looked at all of them up to 20 search volume, which I'm still pretty happy with. I'm happy to put any articles on my site that have any number here, because if there's, even if it just shows 10 for this particular phrase, more likely than not there's going to be a lot more than this, because people do different variations of this and the articles you write will show up for different keywords, so they're going to be worth it. But for now, because I've gone down to 20 and we've got so much choice, I'm going to rank this by highest number of keywords first, and then just so we can analyze how competitive these longer tail phrases are, because ideally the longer the better, because the likelihood of someone typing this exact phrase in and then having another website competing with you directly is probably quite low. So I'm going to just calculate the competitiveness for these ones. Okay, so again, these all look reasonable. These have all got 30s, but we'll have a look at them in more detail. I'll keep them because 30s is, it gives you an indication that it's moderate competition, but we look at these more. But this one's 17, for example. Doesn't get many searches, to be honest, but she's definitely ranked for that. So I'm going to go through all of them for 5 keywords or more, and then this will give me a big enough list for me to start working at. Okay, so there you go. I've calculated the competitiveness for phrases that are at least 5 words long, and also any phrase that has at least 20 monthly searches for it. So I'm just going to rank these now by highest to lowest competitiveness, and I'm going to go through these ones that are over 30 just to see how competitive they really are, and anything under 30, it's classed as a low competition keyword, so I'm not going to worry about it too much, and I'm just going to create articles around it if I feel it's worth it. So this top one we looked at before, but we'll do it again. It's got a decent number of local searches each month, so if I click on it, remember quite a lot of stores websites, so Argos are the top 3, and eBay, then B&Q, then Tesco, all the rest. In fact, only this one by the independent newspaper is one that is probably an article that we're directly competing with, and that's only ranking because it's got such a huge domain authority of 93. So I'm happy with that. I would create a bit of content around that, so I'm going to keep that. So this next one, gas barbecue 2-burner side burner. Again, this is very much the same. Argos, Tesco, eBay, Homebase. And just to show you, if you're typing this in, you probably don't want to just see one result with a barbecue. You probably want to see a comparison. You want to see the best ones, or you want a recommendation of a 2-burner barbecue with side burner. So if we click on this Argos, you will just see it takes us to a bog standard product page, which, you know, is okay. You may be happy with this. You may think, oh, you know, it's got 700 reviews, it's 60 quid, I might buy that. But ideally, you want to compare different ones. So I think we will be able to rank for this. So again, I'm going to keep that. Gas barbecue 6-burner. Very much the same. Argos, Home Base, Asda, the Independent newspaper again. That's the same article as last time the Independent had. Amazon, John Lewis, eBay, Tesco. Again, these are just product pages, so I think we can rank above them if we create a good enough article. Same story. And the same story again. Again, same story, although this is probably is looking for a particular barbecue, so it may be trickier. And because it's got a very small number of local searches, I may not worry about it. Although, because it is a search for barbecue and people want it, I may create a product page on my site for this, and then I can create articles that include this because it's a popular barbecue. So again, this may be something that's useful for me to create a product page for. They're all just the same. They're all just bringing back these major department stores websites. So I'm happy to create content around it and try and compete with it. And probably one of the main reasons all these are showing up is because they have product names with this in it. So these are showing up in the title. So Google probably thinks, oh, well, these are relevant for what people are searching for, because there aren't actually many useful articles out there with these keyword phrases in it. So I think we can create content to target these. Okay, so this is the last one that has over 30 as a keyword competitive score. And it's the same kind of results, so we've got the Weber page, we've got the range, we've got Jamie Oliver, we've got YouTube, we've got Argos. We do have Forbes, so that's a bit different, but I still think, I wouldn't worry too much about this. So there you go. So all of those are relevant. So I want to limit it to just the ones I really want to write about. So I may as well eliminate these. So for now, I'm going to eliminate the ones that have 0 search volume. So I will get rid of this product page, but later on I will revisit this. So any with 0, I'm going to eliminate. So any that I haven't analysed with 10, I'm going to get rid of them. And what I want to do is I want to leave myself with 20 articles that I can use to create new content for my site. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to show keyword competitiveness lowest to highest, and these are probably ones I want to keep because these will be very easy to rank for. So gas barbecues for camping. It says it's got very low competition, and that's because some of these sites have very low authority, so in theory we could be able to rank above them. I just want to check out this site just to see what it's like. Yeah, it's just a big page of results. This isn't a very authoritative article. It's showing you different ones, so people could find this useful, but a better thing would be to directly compare the best ones to help people make an informed choice to buy. So I'm happy to compete with this. And in fact, I'm not going to spend a lot of time analysing these. The whole point of this keyword tool is you can do a huge in-depth analysis, but I just want to do quick competitiveness and trust this score here. So anything less than 30 I'm going to trust, and if it's above 30 I will analyse a bit more, which I have for these ones. Okay, so it's a compromise now for how easy it is to rank, so the lowest competitive score and the number of searches. So I'm going to say now if it's got a competitiveness over 30 and searches less than 50, I'm going to eliminate it. So this one has. Okay, so this has whittled it down even more. So now I'm going to have a look at local search volume. Even though it looks like we should be able to rank for these because we analysed this before, because we have so much choice, I'm going to eliminate the ones over 30 now. Okay, so we now have a very long list of keywords. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to whittle this down to 20 articles. So it says we've filtered it down from 295 all the way down to 24. So I just need to get rid of 4 more articles for now, leave 20, and then this means we can target these in articles. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove product pages probably. So I want to create articles rather than individual product pages. So we'll start with the lower ones first. So Outback Gas Barbecue 3 burner, that's a particular type of product, a brand name, and so is this one here. So I'll get rid of that, get rid of that. This web arrays, get rid of that, and this web arrays here. We still have a Weber one up here, but that's a higher search volume, so we'll keep that one in. So there you go. This is our list of articles that I want to write on the website. So I'll start with this one, Gas Barbecue with Lava Rocks, and then I will work my way down until I've completed all of these. So we've got 20 more keyword research articles on our website, which should, in theory, have a low competition, some of them very low competition, so we can start building articles around them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to export these keywords by clicking up here, save them to my website, and I'm going to call it Gas Barbecue Advanced Research 1, because that's what I want to do first. So I'll just save these to my computer. If you minimize all these, you'll see it saved it as a CSV file. So if I just double click on that, I can open it in Excel. So there we go. It's got our keywords that we've just done there, and it's giving us all the data that we requested. So I'll close that, open it along to the Pro again. So I'm going to go back to my keywords again, and I'm going to unhighlight these favorited so we get all of them. And actually, in fact, I'm going to uncheck those favorite ones that I've just done, get rid of all my favorites, so we can start fresh again from our list of keywords that we originally generated. And this time I'm going to look at at least 4 words long. But this time I want to look at more general articles rather than exact buying articles, so we can create more categories and diversity on our website. So for example, this one here, Gas Barbecue Lava Rocks or not, that could be an article. Should you have lava rocks or not? I'm going to highlight that one. Then this one, Gas Barbecue Not Getting Hot Enough. So I'll check that because that could be an article to write about. Gas Barbecue Tips and Tricks. Okay, I've just gone down to have to have at least some search volume here. So I'll just show the favorited words here. So we've highlighted 8 more articles that are general topics to write about to attract people in Google searching for things. So I'm going to calculate the competitiveness for all of these. Okay, they've all come back with very low competitiveness, so I'm happy with them. So I'm going to export them as articles I'm going to add to my website. So again, I'm going to uncheck all of these because we've got them exported. The final thing I want to look at is highest monthly searches, and there are none here that have a lot. So I'm talking about 1,000 or 2,000 plus monthly searches. So the idea is I'm looking for one really good search term that could create what you call a pillar article. You can have more than these. You can have at least one pillar article. You can have 3 or 4 pillar articles. And these are more in-depth articles that you're going to use, going to attract backlinks to your website and a bit of social sharing and things like this to try and increase the authority of your website and therefore the authority of all your articles. So if there was one here that had a really high 1,000 or 2,000 local searches, we would use that. But maybe we need to reduce this number here. So remember, we're filtering by 4 words or more. So I'm going to choose 3. So Gas Barbecue UK. That's a pretty generic term, so we probably wouldn't create an article about that. Although you could create a really comprehensive article about gas barbecues, the best ones available, where you can buy them from, and things like this, and all the different features, and a huge comparison chart. So maybe this could be something. In fact, Gas Barbecue UK is my word I'm going to choose. So I'm going to calculate the competitiveness. I expect this to be a lot higher than the other ones we've looked at. Actually, it's 28. Actually, it doesn't say it's that high. and we have again, we have all the major sites. Just independent is the 10 best gas barbecues. And I think the reason that the competitive is lower is because not many have the exact term gas barbecue UK spelt like that in the title. In fact, none of them, or none of them really have the word UK. This is just the end of their tagline. And here it's just UK from argos.co.uk. So I think maybe this could be a one. And actually, the link juice to the individual pages is low. While some of these are really high authority sites like Amazon, the actual page itself isn't that great. So Gas Barbecue UK, I think I will create an article around that and use it as a pillar article to really promote the website. We could have lots on here. We could be targeting these keywords, but we could have barbecuing advice, barbecuing tips, and other things like that. We could pull in information that we've got from all of our other smaller articles and link out to our smaller articles to create a really good piece of content around this phrase Gas Barbecue UK. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to click Show Only Highlighted, and I'm going to export this as my pillar article. Okay, so that is going to be it. This is quite a long video, but it's just showing you some more advanced keyword research that you can do, and actually you can go a lot more advanced than this. But here what I've done is I've generated my own list of keywords. So rather than just relying on what Google Planet and this keyword tool pumps out to you, I've gone and used the Uber Suggest tool to generate my own list of keywords that people are searching for, put them into Longtail Platinum, filtered them, generated the competitiveness, and found the keywords I'm going to do. So I've basically found 29 articles I'm going to write. 20 of them are buying related articles, 8 of them are more general informative articles to drive some traffic, and then one is going to be a large pillar article that I'm going to use to try and attract some links to my website and increase the website's authority. So if you have not completed the Earn1000 course yet and got to the stage where you're ready to do this more advanced research, then I suggest you do that first and then come back and do this.